Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to terrifying natural disasters caught on camera. Now, these videos I love to watch. Obviously, due to the nature of what we're seeing on screen, you hope that nobody was hurt, during these natural disasters, but inevitably, typically there are casualties, but there's just something about seeing Mother Nature at its most devastating that kind of really just, because a lot of people don't really understand what, this planet is capable of. Tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, things like that, they can be totally and completely devastating. These ones here are stuff that a lot of people haven't seen before. I haven't seen before. This video was, I think, released quite recently. So it's just going to be a real eye-opener, like probably, quite shocking, but I think it's going to be a really interesting one to watch. So let's do it.
From a massive rock slide blocking a busy tunnel in China and a freak tornado in Texas trapping a man on a highway to a menacing dust devil in Spain that almost ruins a pop-up market and a violent flash flood in Indonesia that swallows 2 houses whole. Here are 8 terrifying natural disasters that were caught on camera.
Could you imagine walking towards your house and you see it floating away in the river? Jesus.
The Chamdo Prefecture is a small city in the eastern Tibet Autonomous Region of China. In the summer of 2017, heavy rains caused severe flooding on what we believe is the Lansangjiang River.
Why is this water so brown? This can't be good for the, environment. Looks like some kind of pollution.
Of course, these kinds of floods aren't anything new in China, as they're part of life for those living along any river basin. On July 8th of 2017, the overflowing river eroded the foundation beneath a 5-story apartment complex. Those living inside were evacuated safely and could only wait and watch as the river claimed their former home.
Oh my God, there it goes. That's a lot of concrete. That is a lot of concrete, man. Douche! That is an apartment building. I have never seen a building like that just literally tip over.
Bits and pieces from the first floor apartments spill into the murky water. The building slides slowly before finally toppling into the water. From another angle, we see the building pulling on power lines as it collapses into the river.
Dangerous.
Those on the road are forced to take cover, fearing the building behind them might come down too. Drone footage at the end shows the river eating a red truck. Hopefully, those who watched their home fall into the river had a place to go. We can't say for sure what happened to them, as information from China is somewhat limited.
Man, so just like that, you've lost your home. Really hope they've got home insurance or something that will, because you can't just go buy another house unless you're wealthy. Who can literally just, if they watch their house get eaten by a river, just go and buy another house? That is just a terrible thing to witness. And the way it just fell like that, crazy.
Heishui is a mountainous county in Sichuan province, China. With an average elevation of over 11,000 feet, the community is highly susceptible to avalanches in the winter and landslides in the rainy season. On September 30th of 2021, one of those landslides almost ended in catastrophe. It was a busy morning on Highway 347 in the Aba Prefecture of Heishui County. Around 9:30, the mountain above the tunnel began to crack. Then, it came tumbling down.
This sort of thing seems to happen a lot in China. Oh my God, look at the rocks, the boulders. If you're standing anywhere near that, you are done. Look at the size of the rocks just falling down. And now you can't even see anything. So you can't even see if there's a rock coming towards you.
Dust and debris rise from the mountain as it weakens. Our cameraman takes a few steps back, but we don't think it makes any difference. Giant boulders come racing down the hill just
the size of that one.
Just as a few cars are about to exit the tunnel. Miraculously, they stop at the tunnel's edge and avoid getting crushed.
Lucky.
The dust cloud eventually swallows the scene, and all we can hear are frantic horns and concerned onlookers. According to local media, the landslide only caused minor damage to a transformer on the side of the road. Nobody got hurt, but they had to sit in their cars while workers cleared the debris. Sporadic falling rocks kept workers from approaching the tunnel, so those drivers probably sat in their cars for several hours. Reports indicated that a 3.0 magnitude earthquake hit Heishui County 6 days prior. They're not saying the quake caused the landslide, but it is a likely suspect.
Mate, the fact that nobody was hurt is a miracle. A miracle, because those cars that stopped in front of the tunnel didn't look too far from where the rocks and boulders were landing. I'm very surprised by that.
Gainesville is a small city in northern Texas, about 70 miles north of Dallas, near the Oklahoma border. On March 21st of 2022, the first day of spring, Gainesville experienced its first major storm of the year.
Wow.
Heavy rain and straight-line winds tore through the city and greater Cook County. Then, an EF1 tornado touched down nearby. A local man was headed north up I-35 when the storm struck out of nowhere. Luckily, he could stop under a bridge near exit 499 and record, while other drivers braved the 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Truck in front of me.
Dude,
Oh,
I could not drive in this. There's no way. I'd have to stop. I'd have to stop. You can't see anything.
whoa!
This is crazy.
Holy crap! Oh,
But you can't stop, can you? You're on the highway.
This is a
Oh
tornado.
my god.
This has got to be a tornado. Oh my gosh! Holy moly!
Oh my god. In American highways, do you guys have, there's usually a lane, you know, on our roads called the hard shoulder, where sometimes you can stop in the case of an emergency, breakdowns. Do you have those on your highways? Because I would have to stop, man. I'm not driving through this. Like, your car, because my car's not that big, like, it might just get blown away.
Oh! It is throwing trash and stuff everywhere. Wow! Dude! Alright, it's dying down.
Wow. Wow, man. Wow, indeed.
That was intense. Holy moly.
Our driver can hardly see 100 feet in front of him, and we can't imagine how those truckers can still drive.
Right?
He rolls down the window, allowing us to hear how hard the wind is whipping under the bridge. Other cars have the same idea across the road, while some decided to brave the elements. Trash and debris fly in every direction, and the storm eventually dies down. The conditions aren't ideal, but it's
Okay, so it looks like there is some kind of hard shoulder here where you can pull over.
seems safer to drive in. Aside from a few downed power lines and broken trees, nobody reported any heavy damage in Gainesville. Reports say the tornado struck near some barns on FM 1200 and moved south towards Highway 51, southwest of the city. Paradise, California was hell on earth in November of 2018 after a faulty electrical wire sparked one of the deadliest and most destructive wildfires in West Coast history. Dubbed the Campfire after its origin on Camp Creek Road, it caused $16.6 billion in damage and burned 153,000 acres or 240 square miles of land, an area the size of Tucson, Arizona. Everyone packed what they could and hightailed it out of Butte County, California as the fire spread. One couple
my
filmed their
God.
death-defying escape as they weaved around
Dude, it looks like hell. It literally looks like hell. Just fire everywhere.
other cars and prayed to a
This
higher
is
power.
crazy, man. It looks like they're in hell. I'd be fucking terrified driving through this, man.
Heavenly Father, please help us.
Amen. Oh my god, it's even on the road! Bruh, because you're driving a car full of petrol, full of gas.
I'm thankful for Jeremy.
Oh man,
His willingness to be brave.
she's so scared. Fuck, this is terrifying, man. Genuinely. Oh my god. I mean, if you're in this situation, do you drive quickly to get out of there as quickly as possible? But then you're driving quickly, isn't there more chance of, you know, accidental combustion? Like, man. All right, thank goodness. Woo, you made it.
There's nothing but orange flames and burning brush as far as the eye can see. Our frightened wife sniffles, wondering if they'll make it out of this hellscape. Visibility dips in and out as smoke shrouds the road. They're lucky they're on a one-way street. We can't imagine two-way traffic making it safely. At one point, Jeremy, our driver, can't see anything. They emerge on the other side of the smoke to find another car inching across the road. They finally make it through the smoke and away from the fire, and you can feel their collective sigh of relief.
Yeah.
We can't help but wonder if that's what the apocalypse looks like.
Honestly.
Sadly, some people weren't as lucky as Jeremy and his wife. The campfire was the deadliest wildfire in California's history.
Oh my god. Because the tarmac, even though it's not on fire, you can bet that that road is hot. So that tire, the tires, the additional heat, there's a higher risk of puncture. Just so much danger in that scenario.
2,000 miles northeast of Chamdo, in the Liaoning city of Huludao, a skinny tornado touched down near some apartment buildings. On August 25th of 2021, the storm tore through Lijing and Dongshan communities. It damaged 50 residential houses and snapped another 50 trees. The storm also had something against the streetlights, knocking down 30 in the affected area.
Wow. What? Oh my god. Look how quickly it's moving. That is probably the most agile tornado I've ever seen. It's like just darting. The windows, man. Oh my god. Glass probably got everywhere.
A few different angles put the full tornado in perspective. We first see it coming around an apartment building. Thankfully, it's only strong enough to throw small debris through the air, which is still enough to break windows and AC units. From a distance, we see the storm passing through the housing area. Aftermath footage shows several broken windows on the apartment buildings. Some people even lost their entire balconies. People gathered in the streets to assess the damage, and the children used the downed trees as a playground. We hope someone was paying attention, since there's probably some broken glass mixed into those branches.
Man, so that's the third one from China that we've seen on this video. I guess it's a huge country, right? They're going to get a lot of natural disasters, just like the States. Yeah, crazy.
Every week, a small pop-up market opens for business in the Spanish coastal town of Guardamar del Segura. Nestled in the southeastern coast of Spain, the weather is usually pretty nice, but sometimes it can have a mind of its own. On May 13th of 2018, a spontaneous dust devil spun up near the market. While it didn't pose any danger to shoppers, the vendor tents were as good as gone.
Oh my god. I'm sure a lot of sellers lost a lot of merchandise as well. Oh my god. Look at them hanging on. Hanging on. Oh! Jeez. I mean, what separates a dust storm from a tornado? Because this kind of looks like a tornado, right? Right, it looks like it's moved well away from the cellars, which is good. Still going strong though. I wonder if like 1,000 people went at it with a vacuum cleaner, would they stop it?
It's hard to see the dust devil as it passes overhead, but you can tell it's doing a number on the tents and items within. Vendors hold on for dear life, not wanting to lose their livelihoods. The storm finally comes into view. It looks more like an angry cloud descending on the pop-up market before moving into the parking lot. There, it takes on the classic tornado shape, pelting the cars with dirt and tiny rocks. Hopefully, our vendors didn't lose too much product as the storm passed. It looked like everything was held down pretty well, so we imagine this isn't the first time they've had to fight strong winds.
You've got to hope that the people who parked their cars there, the windows were up. Otherwise, their cars are going to be full of dust, and dust gets everywhere. Sand.
Mount Aso is a popular tourist destination on the southern Japanese island of Kyushu. Also known as the Aso volcano, its ancient caldera ranks among the world's largest, at 15 miles across and 62 miles around. Wow. Those in charge keep a close eye on Aso's activity and close the area off for tourists when things start heating up. On October 20th of 2021, Mount Aso blew its lid, sending an ash plume 2.2 miles into the air. Japanese officials issued warnings to those living nearby regarding a lava flow and falling rocks, but that didn't stop our cameraman from braving the eruption, even when the ash plume was headed right for him.
Look how big and dark it is, that cloud. Looks like Mordor. Volcanoes are so cool. Obviously, not the damage they do, but I just find them really interesting, you know? All the ash in the air. Not good for the environment. All that carbon. Can't really stop it though, can you? I wonder if one day we'll have the technology to stop volcano eruptions. I don't know if you could.
The massive ash plume rises into the clouds. It doesn't look too fast from a distance, but we imagine the thick wall of black smoke is racing across the ground. The mountain already rises 5,200 feet above sea level, so the ash didn't have far to travel. The Japan Meteorological Agency raised the alert level to 3 on a scale of 5, telling people to stay more than half a mile away. There was a small group of hikers who had gone up the mountain earlier in the day, perhaps the ones who captured the images we're seeing. Thankfully, they all returned safely without reports of injuries or missing people.
Phew! Gosh, imagine you're climbing that volcano and an eruption happens. Bruh. It's time to start saying the Lord's Prayer.
In Lombok, Indonesia, an island off the east coast of Bali, heavy rains caused flash flooding across the densely populated region. Several rivers overflowed, and rising tides affected many coastal villages. According to the National Agency for Disaster, the rain caused extensive flooding in the Kediri and Gerong districts. Nearly 300 homes suffered extensive damage. Some could only sit and watch as the river carried their homes away.
Terrible. Your home, all your possessions, the memories.
The rapids squeeze the last few ceiling panels under the bridge, and the house in the background doesn't look like it'll last much longer. Elsewhere on the river, the water snaps a tree in half and forces it under the bridge. Soon, another house suffers the same fate and crumbles like a piece of paper. In the West Lombok Regency, the floods displaced 6,500 people, destroyed 448 homes, and severely damaged 3 bridges. Meanwhile, flood levels in the city of Bima rose more than 3 feet, inundating nearly 8,000 houses and affecting 39,000 people. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then be sure to click the link on screen now.
I really enjoyed that video. Some amazing footage captured, great narration as well. Just nature, like I mentioned at the start of the video in the intro, nature can be devastating. Just those people in Indonesia in the last section of the video, just like I said, you know, because those homes look like they were made by just normal people. You know, they used quite rudimentary materials to make these homes, so I don't imagine like they were particularly wealthy. So they're gonna have to start from scratch. They're gonna have to build another house. Just crazy stuff. I noticed a lot of these disasters happened in Asia as well. Maybe countries on the ring of fire. Just fascinating stuff. You know, like the sandstorm that happened in Spain. Like if you're a vendor, there's nothing you can really do because you can't really, you can't really preempt this unless you say to yourself, I'm not going to sell today. But then if you don't sell today, you lose out on the day's profits. So really and truly, these kind of things, there's nothing you can really do. You just kind of have to just pray that it's quick and isn't costly for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.